Hey folks, this episode is a special one. It's my 100th episode of the Dance Fit Biz Builders podcast, which honestly kind of blows my mind. Because when I started this podcast, I just wanted a place where instructors could hear, real conversations about building a dance and fitness business, the stuff that people don't really talk about. But a little heads up. When we recorded this interview, the room was so freaking noisy, and honestly, I was getting a little pissed off. But anyway, these conversations about teaching and business and the industry are happening everywhere all the time, so it's kind of fitting. So today, the tables are turned a bit. Instead of me asking the questions, Marisa is interviewing me. If you know Marisa, you know she's my right-hand woman, and I trust her deeply when it comes to this work. So we're going to talk about the journey, what I've learned after decades in the industry, and some of the truth snacks about making a living in this field. All right, let's get into it. If you're a dance or fitness instructor who wants to grow your classes, boost income, and turn your passion into a real business, you're in the right place. Each week, I'll share the exact strategies, lessons, and truth smacks from building a thriving belly dance fitness brand. We'll dive into what actually fills classes and keeps students coming back so that you can build a profitable instructor career. So, lace up those sneakers and pull on those dance shoes. It's time to build the business you deserve. I'm Orit, and welcome to Dance Fit Biz Builders.
Hey everyone, it is Marisa from Sharkey, and I'm here with the Dance Fit Biz Builders podcast. I'm doing this podcast takeover today because it is Orit's 100th episode. It is something to celebrate. She gets the day off, kind of.
Love it.
She's here with me, of course, but I'm going to interview her. And I know you might be thinking, well, we've heard from her for 100 episodes, but I've got some stuff to really ask you to make you dish a little bit deeper. And I mean, we've had some amazing conversations together, but I really want to focus on you and the podcast and Sharkey and just all things Orit. So right before we got started, you were telling me that it's about 2 years now that you've been podcasting. And tell me in your own words, of course, why did you start the podcast and what do you hope to accomplish through it?
To be honest, I started the podcast because I wanted to sit on my ass.
Yeah.
I was tired of moving all the time. And I also started it because I wanted another way to market.
Sure.
I think I like speaking. I'm not as eloquent as other people, but
yes, you are. You use that word eloquent, but you're really amazing about being straight to the point and saying it like it is. You have something called like truth smacks and your truth bombs and things like that. I love that stuff. It comes through in your writing. Your personality comes through no matter what medium you're in. But I love that you did this because I think you're right. There's only so much we can move and write to get our point across or our message across. And this is a really cool medium to do it. So yeah, let's jump into some of that, because one of the things that I was reflecting on with you is for all the years that I've known you, like I said, I think you are someone who's kind of sassy to a certain degree, but the consummate professional. You haven't been afraid to tell it like it is. But I'm thinking in the last year or so, I'm seeing you and hearing you get bolder. Would you tell me a little bit about that journey and especially tie it to your message? Like you're being bold, but about something very specific within the dance community and what this podcast is about, building a dance business and teaching. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I have been a little bolder. I feel like I have something to say, and here's why. And I shouldn't be gentle about it anymore because I have lived experience.
Yeah.
And I think I have proof. This works for me. This has worked for other people. So I'm just going to say it.
I love it.
Why be soft?
No, I know. I agree that we don't have to be delicate and, no pun intended, dance around the truth, right? Or like the elephant in the room. Mm-hmm. So tell me a little bit about that lived experience in dance and fitness and teaching. What do you want people to really know about your experience?
That I'm like everybody else. I've had ups and downs. I've had trauma too.
Yeah.
And I'm here. You know, I made it work for me.
Yeah.
You know, I made all my experience. I used it as fuel.
Yeah.
Some people don't. Some people go the other way. But I decided not to. It was hard work. You know, a lot of it was, because it's changed over the years. A lot of it was, I was mad. I want to prove to the world that I could
Yes.
do this. But
Yes.
it's changed.
Yes. Yes.
Now it's more like, I'm not mad. More it's like, oh, it works. So I want you to have it too.
I love that moment when the anger changes into peace, right? Or like you get a little bit more resolute about what you're doing, because you said you know it works, you see the evidence, and feedback is everything, right? So, the feedback, I think, especially from my point of view, when I look at you and Sharkey, it's, you've got instructors, you've got students that love what you do and how you do it. So that's what matters, right?
Yeah.
And someone comes into it and says it's not for them, all right, cool. But for the folks who stick around, it's working and people love it and they're happy. Let's dive into a little bit more about when we say, yeah, like that anger, like you have something to prove. I get it. And a mentor said to me once, anytime you claim authority on something, an assault is going to happen. And so not only do you need to process the power that you have on the subject, but you actually have to be able to process the assault, right? People will push back. So tell me about some of the pushback that you've got, maybe even through the podcast, and how you've handled people pushing back against your message or what you do, how you do it.
Yeah. I haven't had any pushback on the podcast.
Cool.
The only pushback, I'm sure, as people know, that I've gotten is just being Jewish, being Israeli. Like, but I'm tired of that. I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's silliness to me already. I mean, I don't push back with you because you're Italian.
Right, right,
I mean, it's like,
right.
It's that same silliness.
Yeah.
But I've had pushback on an article. So I wrote an article that I'm really, really proud of. I had a dream about it. And I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I just gotta write this shit. Because I was just tired of seeing all these like viral video clips on social media with these really great instructors, and they're beautiful, men and women doing these really great choreographies, and they go viral. And I see students behind them. Some of them are, getting it. Some of them are not. But I got the sense of these instructors weren't paying attention to their students.
Yeah.
And it was more about performing. And I'm like, when did performance replace teaching? We're in a public space. We're just going with it.
Yeah.
And then I thought, well, what is the purpose of posting these reels? Is it to get more people into your classes, or is it just to show off?
Right.
Because for sure, I'm sure it's not going to get more people into your classes if they're seeing that some people can't do it, or it might be intimidating, or you're just trying to target the dancer. So yeah, and then it got me into writing about people who teach the song specific method. Like there's all these formats out there. That teach on the bridge, the chorus, the verse. It got me writing about how it's not as effective. It's not as effective as other styles of teaching. If you really want people to feel successful, you got to rethink how you're teaching.
Yeah.
And then it got me thinking into the fitness industry. These certifying bodies are accrediting these formats that are based on the song's specific structure, when in their manuals they say to teach on the beat, to not perform, so that the focus of your class is on your students and not yourself. But yet you're still accrediting these formats. So hello, industry, this is your fault.
Yeah.
And then into programming directors of fitness facilities allowing these formats to come in, and then turning away when they're not teaching well, but they get full classes and it's all about the money.
Right.
Like, what happened to the student, the member? What happened to
Oh, preach. I know. I've seen it in so many ways. Social media is both blessing and curse. It gives everyone a platform, right? It puts everyone on stage. All the world's a stage. And where performers, portrayers, and are we really teachers? There's nothing glamorous about teaching is my thought, right? Like
Hard work.
it's hard work. It's thankless works. Sometimes, right? Sometimes. I mean, the students who love us, that's definitely fulfilling, right? To know that you're making a difference like that. But when did we stop caring?
When the fitness industry was able to capitalize on underpaid instructors.
What a mess.
Yeah.
What a mess. Well, and we spoke about this, I think, over the summer. Like, one of my gripes is, how are we still paying instructors 15, 20, 25, 30, $35 an hour
Right?
to maintain a certification, stay in shape, and keep their skills sharp? And I know the answer now is because they don't have to keep skills sharp. They don't have to be in shape. And maintaining a certification is just paying a membership fee. For many, not all, we're different. You actually do have to maintain your certification by doing practicals and things like that. But yes, that's when the fitness industry absolutely capitalized off of that. And so now we have this double bind. So how are you going to address that? Because in your writing, about the dream and this email, I think you started hinting at something is on the horizon, something is coming. That's definitely Sharkey, and yet it's evolved a little bit beyond belly dance now.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, sure we can. So to be honest with you, true smack, I'm tired of belly dance. It's just I grew up with it.
Yeah.
It's like, am I gonna? If I eat another falafel, I'm gonna puke. So I'm tired of also because the belly dance industry also disappointed me emotionally. But anyway, as far as my business goes with belly dance, I felt like I could do what I could. I've done what I could.
Yeah.
Dance.
Yeah.
And as an entrepreneur, and when I have coaches and when I follow other mediapreneurs, they always say, the money's in the niches, right? And I don't think so, not necessarily. And I really want to expand out more into the fitness and dance fitness industry, because the system that I teach is not just for belly dance, it's for all genres, even just dance classes.
Yes.
You could take a portion of that, not all of it, and apply it to dance classes that have a kind of stop and go structure as well. So that's where I'm at. I really want to mentor, train more of the masses.
I love that. And I agree. I know our system translates into, even strength training can be done on the system, or much more organized, right?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about the system. Like we were having a conversation around it. What about it works?
You're able to do repetition so that the student can understand it and get it. It's about the drill. You're able to break down and build up in a way that is understandable for the member, for the student. You're able to maintain flow and have the group move as one with the skill of cueing. And that all that together is so pleasurable for the student.
Yeah.
And they walk out feeling, dang, that was like magic. And I just felt like I was one with everyone. I still got a workout. And I feel proud of myself.
Yeah.
Instead of that was a fun workout, but oh shit, I couldn't get that one step because we didn't have time for it.
I agree entirely. And I think you're bringing back something that got washed out. Like we kind of threw the baby out with the bathwater somewhere in our evolution and progression of dance and fitness and wellness. We talked a little bit about this again, that the line started to blur and things got thrown out. So I think we agree that we know people love feeling accomplished. Even if they don't know, that's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
But when they get it, they love it. And I think we're bringing back things like control, which got a bad rap because people wanted freedom freedom to move or express, which is great. And we're not exactly taking that away.
Right.
But we're showing you how to get there through a controlled system and environment. So it's like all the things that people didn't like, I think you found the way to teach them in a much more inclusive, wholesome way, still using all those same elements. So people like ran away from some of these things in the name of, like I said, freedom of expression or, different learning styles. And it's like, okay, we heard you, we know,
Yeah.
we understand. But then you were like, okay, but let me just show you this small piece of it. And that's like kind of what the drilling is, right? That boot camps gave drilling, like the drill sergeant, such a bad rap. Like, they're these killer workouts that nobody can do. And it's like, no, wait a minute. We could teach you how to do something and drill on it, right? You take the bite size of it and then you build it up.
Yeah.
So I love that you're teaching people and they come out with real skills. And then that is something that can be performed. And that's when performance becomes a good thing, if you will, right?
Yeah.
Because people can follow it.
Yes.
They understand it. So when can we see some more of your evolution into dance and fitness? Not necessarily with belly dance any longer.
Yeah. I'm hoping within the next 2 months, and then with your help.
Yeah, I'm on board. Sign me up. Sign me up for sure. All right, I'm going to take us in a little bit of a different direction, if you don't mind.
Sure.
So let's just focus on the podcast for a little bit. It's 100 episodes, and I've got questions for you to reflect on it. Can you tell me about a favorite guest? I know you do the podcast where you're talking and dishing out some info or a best practice or something that's happening, but you've had many guests come on. Mm-hmm. So what was, either your favorite guest or a moment with a guest that gave you like an aha or a realization that stayed with you from the podcast?
To be honest, what sticks out for me is interviewing the legendary Suhaila Salampour. Why that is, to be honest, I was a little nervous.
Okay, yeah, sure.
A fellow Middle Easterner, right?
Yeah.
But of a different background.
Yes.
And so that, along with, when I was coming up as a belly dancer, she was like, woo, the person. And I'm like, wow. And, I've heard some things like she likes to be in control, like in a good way.
Yeah.
And so I interviewed her, and it was such a great conversation.
Yeah.
I was really intrigued about how her thought process of how she actually started with fitness, blended her belly dance, and then evolved into what she has now. And, she softened a lot.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
What else? And then after that, we proceeded, when the podcast was over, we proceeded to talk about what's happening in the world and respectfully.
Yeah.
Which was really, really nice.
Yeah.
So
I love that. Yeah. I thought that was one of the coolest episodes to kind of see that meeting of the minds and bring two really big forces, in belly dance together for a conversation like that needed to happen. And so, even as a listener, I'm just saying thank you for going there. I think that's really important for people to experience because we don't want to divide those huge forces in the industries, right?
Right.
And it's really nice to see how they can dialogue and have a conversation.
Yeah. And what's also amazing, if I could interject, is that how she has certified dancers and instructors who are certified by my format and vice versa.
Yes.
And we were like, wow, our formats really complement each other.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, it's like so needed right now, I think, for us to stop like warring, if you will, and you're not like that. You never really were like that. But in general, in this industry, there's competition. People are competing for the same market. And the more I think that students, like even instructor students, can learn and take in, they'll make the best of both, take the
Yeah.
best of both. And it's really complimentary. So
Yeah.
thank you for
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
What was the hardest topic to podcast about? Like, what was a difficult message to deliver or something really hard to talk about, to either around a sensitive topic, or if it was more technical, where you really wanted to explain a concept or a business practice or something in the dance world? What was difficult for you where you had to spend some time before you actually, jumped on the microphone to start talking?
When I was performing in Nashville, they announced me before I went on, and they said Orit will be performing her. Orit is Israeli, Yemeni, and she'll be performing her traditional Yemeni Jewish dance. And that was when, as soon as they said that, a few people walked out. So that was hard. I'm like, if I had some shit said about me and just about my color, my height, whatever, my name, but like that really hurt. I'm like, God, you don't even know me. Just maybe get educated. Yeah, maybe if you know some Yemeni people and this is the Jewish version of it, like get enlightened, something different.
Yeah,
That really hurt because I'm a nice person.
you sure are.
Oh,
Yeah.
that hit me different.
So, right. I remember that happening, and I know it hit you different. And then talk about even your decision to talk about it on a podcast. Like, were you going to hold on to that, or did you have to spend some time thinking about, do I want to share this experience, and how am I going to share it?
I'm okay with sharing my stories. Why that was hard was because I just had to control myself. I didn't want to cry.
Of
That's the
course.
only hard part about it.
Yeah.
But I have no qualms about sharing my stories and hoping that it'll help somebody else.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing it. Because you know what? Your community, I think, when you're crying or if you're about to, like, we want to do that alongside of you. You know what I mean? We're connected and we're feeling with you and for you. So to give us that opportunity to kind of hold you through things like that, as a listener, that's important to me. That's how we connect,
Yeah, sure.
to see that human element. So thank you for that. Tell me about what's the best feedback you've gotten about your podcast?
That listening to my episode is like going through business school.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cynthia.
What advice would you give to someone who's maybe thinking about starting a podcast now that you've had the longevity and you're here, 2 years later, 100 episodes down?
Yeah.
What would you tell someone that wants to do this?
Do it. And you can do it really quick and dirty. I had someone that we both know had said that that you need this, you need that, you need a producer. Bullshit.
Yeah.
All you need is your freaking cheap mic, your computer, some CapCut,
Yeah.
a free platform to put your podcast on, and that's it. You're done.
That's so important. Yes. Because that's not just about podcasting. That's like a business practice too, that like people are overselling,
Yeah.
what we need to get shit done.
Right.
And you could go lean, right? You could go really lean. And I've seen it throughout the years too, where people just don't want to get started. We talk about that all the time, right? Just get started, do the thing. Just do the thing. So I'm glad you're doing it. And yeah, I mean, to that, the couple of episodes that I've been with you, we've been all over. We've been in the shore. We've been, we're in a cafe today. Like, you just get it done, right? So good stuff. How do you find a topic to talk about week after week? What's your process?
What helps me are my Sharkey Instructor Academy coaching calls. Because at the end, I ask them, hey, what are your business questions? So that's where I get a lot of my stuff from the Sharkey instructors, Facebook groups. Yeah, even like Chat GPT sometimes I'll ask the question, but you really don't know because I want to ask my people.
Yeah.
That has more validity. Yeah, that's how I do it. And then, but like once you start doing it, the ideas just kind of keep coming.
Totally.
Yeah.
I always said it, creativity is the mother of invention, right?
Yeah.
So you get started, then you just have to keep showing up. So
Yeah.
you learn how to manufacture the
Yeah.
idea.
That's very true.
Good stuff. All right. Tell me, is there a podcast that you listen to on the regular? Is there something that you're connected to that you like as far as, I don't know, your business coaching for you, or even spiritual food or funny stuff? Are you listening to anything?
I love Amy Porterfield.
Uh-huh.
She gets right to it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I hate podcasts with long intros. I don't need to know like where someone is from for like a half hour.
Yeah.
Just get into it. I love short and sweet. Like 10 minutes tops. But then if I'm with a person I'm interviewing, maybe 45 at the most. What else? I love to listen to podcasts that help you about promoting your podcast.
Yeah.
I listen to podcasts about Jewish identity.
Sure.
Because I have been, people are kind of confused by me. When I was growing up, like, what am I? Like, so I listen to those to kind of help me. I have some belly dance podcasts here and there, but I'm honestly kind of getting bored with them.
Yeah. Is there a number one concern or thing that people ask about for their business? What do you feel like you're constantly addressing?
Where do I start?
Oh.
So, like, I just put out this episode. I think it came out. You're certified. Now what? Now what?
Yeah.
Because no one teaches you how to do the business. So it's like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Do I get a bank account? Do I work on my skills? Do I do a Google My Business? Do I do all of that? So I try to meet people where they are, where they want to focus. It's all dependent upon how they feel teaching. Some people go get certified and feel like, oh, I'm still a little shaky. So we talk about how to get that first.
Right.
Because some people don't know who they're attracting, who they want to do this for. People are at different places after certification. So it's dependent on, but so that's the first question I guess.
That's cool. And I love that you're meeting people where they are, because it's true. There's no one size fits all answer to that. But I can see how overwhelming it is to get started.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not hard.
No.
It's overwhelming because you don't know which direction to go, but it's not that hard.
No.
Speak to someone. Speak to a coach.
Yes, I agree. I know it from my own experience too. It's like, where do I start? It's like, just take a step and then it kind of unfolds.
Yeah.
And yes, someone may focus on the wrong direction getting started for them. It might have been the right direction for someone else, but for them, it could have been the wrong one. And it sets them back a bit. And then they feel like a failure, and it becomes like a vicious negative feedback loop. I think that's why it's a great idea to talk to a coach and to help someone, to have someone help mentor you. And I love that you said too, that for some people it is about more skill building. And just like one class is not the be all and the end all, once you get certified, doesn't mean that, your skill cannot continue to develop. For some people, that is going to be the most important thing, because you can't package over or paper over a lack of confidence in what you do. As much as you want to brand it and package it and sell it, it's not the greatest thing to do when you're still struggling as like a practitioner, especially as someone who's going to lead a group of people. And I can see how for others, some of the more technical business practices is important. Like, well, you got to get comfortable now on social media. For some people, that's hard.
Yep.
All right. Tell us what we can expect in the next 100 episodes. I mean, we already talked about some of the stuff that, you're working on as far as evolving Sharkey and whatnot. But what are some of the other topics that you think you're going to take on and talk about?
I think because Cynthia had said that my podcast was like going to business school, I think I want to go back to that and like really get into the nitty gritty about the steps when you start teaching. Yeah, whether you have no business skill, whether you do have business skill, or if you're coming at it with already a website, with no website. So I think that's where I want to go. I want to just give people the stepping stones.
I mean, we said it in not so many words. There's multiple ways to get started.
Yeah.
but it's about the system that someone winds up building.
Yeah.
That it doesn't all have to be a website. You know what I mean?
No.
It could be a great tool.
Right.
It doesn't all have to be social media,
Right.
but there does have to be a system in place.
Right.
Yeah, and to teach people how to build that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a system to do it with social media and without. If you're interested in my ebook on how to fill your classes without social media, let me know. I'll send it to you.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, let's go there. Because I have just two last questions for you, but let's make that the first question. So, how do people connect with you? You know, you do a bunch of things. This podcast is one of them. You mentioned the academy. There's a virtual studio. So tell us about how can people work with you or your brand or your business? What are some of your offerings and services? Where do they find you?
Of course, I have a virtual studio if you want to come and work out with us and take dance classes and fitness classes. I have a Sharkey Instructor Academy if you want to learn my system, be certified in Sharkey belly dance. Cool. As you know, I'll be having the Sharkey beat and block system training. If you are someone who just teaches dance fitness, other genres, you can come and learn the system. I've got music you can buy. It's 95% royalty free, and it's all on the 32 count. Continuous music. I've got some apparel if you're interested in. I think that's about it.
So, and all things Sharkey, sharkey.com, all of this is on the website that they could find out about it, right?
Correct.
Yes.
I got that.
Awesome. No, it's all good.
Yeah.
Speaking of the music, I just want to mention though, it's so good.
Thank you.
It's so good. And, you know, I will say this, as much as we know that the 32 works and teaching to the beat works,
Yeah.
32 count music has left a lot to be desired. I think that's part of the issue.
Yes.
That people became more attracted to song structured classes because that music sounded more like what you hear
Of course.
on the radio. And even though the 32 would take, like some brands would take what's on the radio and mix it for the 32, it never quite sounded right, or it was kind of corny. In the last, I'd say since COVID, you found the way to just make hot music.
Oh,
it's
thank
on
you.
fire.
Thank you.
So yeah, guys, check it out if you haven't. There's new singles that are amazing, hit mixes that are incredible. Yeah, I love that. All right, one last thing. Is there anything else you want to talk about that I haven't touched today?
I teach also traditional fitness
Yeah.
in person, and a lot of people have been asking me, I want more of you, and I don't mind it being virtual.
Okay.
This is actually a great business thing. It's a great way to offer it to the public and then have them get a feel of what the virtual studio is like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Good stuff.
yeah, it's a way to bring people in. And another thing I just want to say is, I'm going to say it because I'm bold now. Look, Marisa, Jill, and I, we all know our shit. We know it. If you want to learn these skills, we know it. We teach this. Learn from the best. We got you.
Yeah. I mean, thank you for saying that. I agree. I've said it. We teach a skill set. You come out with skills
Yeah.
that could be used. You know, look, some of us use them 100% of the time. Like, it's what we do. Some of us do it like 75, 25, you know. There's other stuff that we also do. But ultimately, they're only going to make you stronger.
Yeah.
And I still, like, I mean, maybe I'm tired of saying it, and I guess I have to say it one more time. If you're teaching to music, it's about the music, right? Like, it's about the beat. It's about the way the music is structured. You can't ignore that, you know? Like, I was telling a story of having this amazing step instructor who was never taught the concept of a lead leg change. And that's not just a physical thing. That's something that has to fit with the music. You can't just do it.
Right.
I mean, you could. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. People are going to get totally thrown off. So these are skills that, like, they have names, like lead leg change. stage,
Yeah.
you know, and how to transition and things like that, and about timing and tempo.
But I want to be a devil's advocate. Let's
Yeah.
say I am someone who teaches Zumba and I go to you, Marissa. Yeah, you're right. It's all about the music. And I'm teaching to structure and I'm teaching on the beat.
Yeah, but you're missing another element, which is the repetition
Yeah.
that Sharkey has.
Yeah.
And I will say this, I'll be devil's advocate again. We can get you to that place. We do it in a much more pragmatic way. And it's that whole thing. Look, practice makes perfect. Hold on. We're not making, we're not here to like make perfect dancers, but the practice does yield improvement, right? For some people, it is perfection. But like I said, we're going to drill on something much longer than other modalities. And by the time we're done with class and you're dancing that full choreography, it is something that could be set to a song later on, right?
Sure.
And I've done it. You do it in Crash Choreo. So it's not that we're that far away from that. It's our process. And that's why I think, rounding back to the beginning, why people feel accomplished.
Because they feel accomplished on day 1, not week 4.
Yes. And so here's another thing too, with the predictability of the repetition. You are conditioning the nervous system.
That's right.
When people know what to expect, they generally feel calmer.
Yeah.
And in control.
Very true.
So you're empowering the student. Now, I don't care how good you may cue, you could cue perfectly. But if you're only getting 3 or 4 repetitions over a 2 or 3 minute song, and then it's done and you go on to something else, you're setting the student up, but then you're kind of leaving them in no man's land. You start the whole process again.
I know.
They don't know what to expect. And look, all right, so if you're an adrenaline junkie and you like surprises and roller coasters, you know what I mean? Okay, maybe you're going to find us boring. I've yet to have someone come to me, though, and say, this is boring. I get people who are like, this is awesome. And they're like high and addicted to it. But they're addicted to their success.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They're feeling like accomplished for the first time. So
I know. Instructors, why wouldn't you want that? Because they don't know what they don't know. And that's the problem in this industry. They weren't taught that. Sorry, I'm getting mad now.
No, I know. And look, I'll circle back to it. It was the same process of how I learned how to practice classical music. Like, I think somewhere we've diluted the word practice. Like, we don't even know what it, I think, means anymore. We call something that we do every day practice.
Yeah.
That is not practice. That's habit. Practice, is there to, you improve with it. It's a tool.
If it's perfect practice.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And we've talked about that too. 5 minutes could yield something much more powerful than an hour of bad practice. And that's why you need a mentor to guide you.
Yeah.
And I know it takes focus, but that mentor will help you stay focused. And I know there's an unawareness sometimes, like you're focused, you're not paying attention to the thing that's actually the root cause or troubling. And a mentor that knows that can point you in the right direction right away.
Yep.
And I used to say, my favorite student is a beginner because they don't have bad habits. You don't have to unteach them anything. You just start from scratch.
Right.
They might have natural tendencies that you have to direct, but, people who have been doing what they do for a long time and they come in, it's hard.
I know.
It's hard. And look, and I'm guilty. All right? I like what I like after doing it for a long time. We just found the way to be really kind about hard work. Like, look, we know it's hard.
Yeah.
All right? We're not sugarcoating it. And I feel like, again, that's the big elephant in the room. Everyone wants an answer to a solution, like to make it all go away and to be better. Like, they're there, we'll kiss it away and it will all be better. But we'll be there to help you. It's part of the learning process.
But you're just going to get better retention that way.
I know.
And cut your prep time in half.
So here's one of the other things that I think it kind of touches a little bit, even with like that statement about, you've gotten bolder and, it's really cool. Some of that, I guess, is around like this emotional choice, right? But I'm finding the other part of it is there's just no time for bullshit.
Tell me about it.
Like life is really full. There's a lot of dishes spinning in the air, right? We're juggling a lot of balls.
Yeah.
It's not easy running a business, having a family, just doing all the things that it takes to live life.
Yeah.
So you got to cut the bullshit out. And I don't have time to plan out.
Right? Just get to the goddamn point.
Yeah.
I'm all about that.
Yeah. I mean, and look, we played a little bit with this idea that, we've done it, we've both done it to see, like, what's the least amount of prep time that we need to make magic happen? And, we've even watched ourselves like, all right, well, we've cut it down to 15 minutes.
Right.
We've cut it down to 10. We've cut it down to 5.
You've done it on the fly.
I've done it on the fly.
Isn't that fun?
It's amazing. Again, it's thrilling, right? It's a high. And how is it so awesome to even have that where I can still give people what to expect when I don't even know what to expect, right? That's what a good system does.
Yep.
That's what a good system does. Thank you so much for taking the time to share, to be honest and transparent and think with me. And,
Of course.
It's only right that you get interviewed, at some point. But it's always such a pleasure hearing from you, I have known you for years, and I always say you're the consummate professional. I think you're more professional than I can be at times when I listen to some of the stuff you've dealt with, and you've done it gracefully. And there's always a lesson, in what you do. You never just fire off blanket bullshit. You take your time and lean into things. And I think we're all so fortunate for you for making that choice to share, to do the thing. You just did the thing. And look at us now. Look at all of what you've created. We're so much better for it. So thank you.
Well, it's a collaboration, folks. I really couldn't have done it without Marisa.
She's being very kind.
We're a great team.
We're a great team. But listen, you made it easy to jump right in. There was so much substance. Good, meaty, nourishing substance there that you just made it very easy to jump in and begin working, So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, folks, I'm going to let Orit take us out.
I do it all the time.
All right. She's tired, so I'll take over. I think it says something like, all right, friends, go ahead and kick ass.
Yes.
Thank you.